This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew McGinn, gentlemen, but I'm Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show.
Why did you stutter? Did you forget who you were?
No, I did not.
Huh?
I did not.
Okay. Kylie.
Yeah?
That was Kylie Minogue. Lick doesn't have Andy Williams' version.
No.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is playoff time?
What are we doing here? It's Good Friday.
Yeah, Good Friday edition.
Good Friday edition
of the
10 Minutes with Mark.
10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
Okay. And how are things?
Good. Leafs won last night. Last game of the
Leafs
season.
won game 82. They finished with 52 wins.
108 points.
And 4 loser points, which is good. Not like some teams that got into the playoffs on the loser point, but we won't go there. Looking good. We'll see.
Won in overtime. Scott Lawton.
They scored with 1.8 seconds left to tie it, I think. And then Lawton scored. They were trying to get Nyes' 30th, but good for Lawton. Give him a bit of confidence going into the playoffs.
Yep.
Right? So what are we doing today, my son?
We're doing predictions, playoff predictions.
I don't have any music for that.
You don't?
No. So we're going to do predictions, what, by series?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen a lot of shows doing this. TSN did it last night after the Leaf game. I saw Dangle do it on his podcast. But this is the only place where the predictions matter, right?
But first...
Oh, there's more.
Rory McIlroy won the Masters.
Rory McIlroy did win the Masters. He went about it kind of a funny way.
He did. He tried to blow it.
I thought Bryson was going to make a mess of him because I think after the first hole, weren't they tied?
I think so.
He double bogeyed the first.
He double bogeyed the first.
But then Bryson faded too, so... Rory hung on. Good for him. He has the career Grand Slam.
He won on the first playoff hole against Justin Rose.
He did. Shouldn't have gone to a playoff. But I don't trust his putter. I was surprised he made the putt on the playoff hole. If he didn't make that one to win it on the playoff hole, I think he would have probably offed himself right there on live television.
Probably.
I think.
You're right.
Just saying.
So we're going to do by series, and then at the end I'm going to ask you for like a cup, who you think is going to win the actual cup, and then you're going to tell me.
Okay.
So I'm doing the NHL, the official NHL Stanley Cup Playoff Bracket Challenge. I told you about this a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I'll take a screenshot. I'll put it up on screen at some point.
All right. We can put it up right now.
Right now.
Okay.
And I picked my bracket. And
I saw who you picked to win the cup.
I'll tell you who it is later. It's just, everyone will laugh at it. Don't worry. It's a good laugh for you.
Someone got to win it.
But
you want to get going?
Yep.
So series numero What's the first series we're looking at?
The Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, okay. Well, looking at FanDuel, Leafs are favored starting the series.
Of course.
To win the series.
Of course.
So who do you think's going to win the series?
I got Leafs.
Do you?
Yeah.
As a Leaf fan, I'm going to say the Leafs.
But you don't think it's going to be the Leafs?
I have my doubts. I don't know. This team always looks good in the regular season. But if Mr. Matthews and Mr. Marner pull their spring disappearing act, it doesn't matter about the rest of them. Yeah. So it all looks good up front. It looks really good on defense. Goaltending looks good, but that's not the issue. We need to score goals. Mitch Marner has to turn into a beast. Austin Matthews has to turn into a beast. If that happens, they will beat the Ottawa Senators. If they do what they've done for the last, is it 8 straight years now or 9 straight years? They will be one and done, and we'll be golfing by next weekend. So I both say the Leafs.
No, you don't say the Leafs.
I just did.
Yeah, but you said it, then it became a buzzkill, and you basically said the Senators.
Leafs. And with the FanDuel odds, we all agree Leafs beat the Senators in the first round.
The Senators, the really thing, all the Senators things got is Brady Tkachuk and Linus Ullmark is probably all they got.
Stutzla.
They don't got a lot, is what I'm saying.
They shouldn't have what the Leafs have on paper.
No.
But Tkachuk could carry that team.
Probably.
Yeah. Who on the Leafs could carry the team?
Well, if he turns into what he needs to turn into, it'd be Matthews.
No, I'm thinking more of a Matthew Nyes.
Well, yeah,
might become the heartbeat of the team.
Yeah.
Because we've seen in the past 8 or 9 years that when in the playoffs, Mitch and Austin don't seem to have a heartbeat.
It's true.
I'm not trying to be all negative Nancy here, but experience tells you something,
Yeah.
right?
It does.
Right. So we both picked the Leafs, overwhelmingly in favor of the Leafs.
Yeah.
Right?
You picked the Leafs, but you basically said no.
Let's put it this way. I hope they win the Cup. Do I think they're going to win the Cup? But I hope they do.
Next
Series number 2.
Florida Panthers.
Another
and the
Eastern matchup.
Tampa. We're doing Eastern, then Western. Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Well, this is interesting. You know why?
Why?
FanDuel has the Stanley Cup champs going out in the first round.
Well, so do I.
Okay.
Because I picked the Lightning.
Interesting. I'm not doing that.
No.
No. I know nobody knows about Matthew. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
But even without Matthew, that's a scary team. If Bob turns into Bob, playoff Bob, that's a scary team.
Yeah, but
I think the only chance.
Marchand has been a bust. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
the playoffs are starting, man.
yeah.
Marchand knows how to play in the playoffs, unlike a couple people we mentioned earlier. But I won't go there again. I'm not betting against that team.
Well, I am. I'm going Lightning.
You got Kachuk out, but you got Marchand now. So, you're going Lightning?
I'm going Lightning.
I'm going Panthers.
I think
The only
Vash-
chance they have to bounce the champs out of the playoffs, I think, will be in the first round. Because if the Panthers get through the first round, look out.
Because I like what Vasilevsky's doing. Nikita Kucherov is an absolute monster. Jake Gensel's having a great season. Everyone, Braden Point, they all play really, really well, and I think they're going to knock them out.
So you pick the Lightning,
Yeah,
and I pick the Panthers. Okay.
but I'm right and you're wrong.
Okay, well, that's not what the sound effects just told us.
Because you can control them.
So you're picking the Panthers, hey?
No, I'm picking the
Oh,
Lightning.
I almost got you there.
No.
So you picked the Lightning, I picked the Panthers. I'll guarantee you this.
What?
One of us will be right.
It's true. One of us will be right.
Yep. So we're going to
I
move
think that'll
on
be.
to...
I think that's going to go for sure 7 games. That's a 7-game series. I think.
Are we staying in the East?
Yeah.
I'm not picking the number of games.
No, I'm not.
Let me guess.
The Montreal
we're
Canadiens
going to
and the
Montreal.
Washington Capitals.
Well, if you're into FanDuel, Washington's favored.
Well, I picked Washington. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm picking Washington too. I mean, Montreal squeaked in. They didn't look good the last couple of weeks.
No.
Not sure what they have in net.
Yeah, Montembeau, not really.
So maybe he stands on his head and turns into
And Dobish. Or
another
whatever.
Halak from the Canadiens playoff run many, many years ago. But there is that Montreal mystique.
There is.
Get going in the Bell Center. Things
For
can
sure.
happen. Washington's not a bad team, though. I think Tom Wilson's going to play a little heavy on a lot of those Habs.
I think so. I
That's
think you're right.
my opinion. So you're picking Washington, and I'm picking Washington. So there's a good chance we'll both be wrong.
Maybe.
Yeah. And we got one more in the East, right?
We do.
I know who that is. That's Carolina and the Devils.
It is.
And I have bad news for you,
New Jersey Devils and Carolina Hurricanes.
Mr. Keefe.
Well, it's funny because
You're going to suffer yet another first round defeat and probably get fired.
not only am I saying the Hurricanes, but
You're going to sweep them.
I'm saying the Hurricanes are sweeping the New Jersey Devils.
It could happen. The Hurricanes lost last night to the Senators, and they lost to the Habs the other night, but they haven't really been playing everybody, so that doesn't count. So you're going with the Hurricanes over the Devils. I am too.
I'm saying clean sweep.
FanDuel agrees with us at this point.
I'm saying clean sweep, man.
Clean sweep. That's a bold statement.
I am. The New Jersey's so like 2017 Leafs. It's just they don't have anything.
Or 2018 Leafs, 2019 Leafs, 2020 Leafs, 2021 Leafs, 2022 Leafs.
I get the point. I get the point.
I said that early in the year with New Jersey. I said, that's just Toronto South right there,
Yeah.
right? And we'll see. Who knows? They do have a good goaltender who could steal a few games,
They do.
right?
Yeah. Markstrom.
Or he could crap the pot.
He could.
But any goaltender could do that.
And that's the thing, like with the Leafs too. Like the goaltending is going to probably save them a few, depending on how they play. Stolar's a
Well,
goal.
feel good about the goaltending right now.
I do.
Allmark played last night for the Senators and let in 5.
5.
So I'm feeling pretty good about that
Yeah.
too. But the thing is, he's going to be facing Matthews and Marner, so he's not going to be that busy,
Yeah.
right? Hope I'm wrong. So you say Canes. I say Canes. We all say Canes together.
We do.
Okay, that's in the East.
You go to the West.
Now, I hope everyone's marking these down because these are can't miss predictions. We're going over to the Western Conference. And what's the first series you're going to deal with here now?
The St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay. FanDuel says the Jets, but I'm pulling a different one from FanDuel. This is going to be one of the upsets in the first round.
I say the Blues.
The St. Louis Blues
The Blues are going to win.
have been hot since
White
Christmas.
hot. White hot.
And I've always said Winnipeg have always seemed like pretenders to me.
This is the battle of the four nations right
And
here.
we know how Hullabuck played last year in the
And
playoffs.
Bennington's on fire.
We know how Hullabuck played last year in the playoffs.
We do.
And he'll probably do that again.
Probably.
And the Blues will beat the Jets. So there'll be 2 Canadian teams out in the first round. 3 Canadian teams out in the first round. Yes. 4. Well, no, we haven't got to the other one yet. So
Yeah, you're right.
you're saying the Blues and I'm saying the Blues. And FanDuel is saying the Jets. Let's see.
I say the Blues.
You say the Blues.
Because like you said,
I say the Blues.
the Jets are they're such a fake playoff team.
They haven't done much.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And report Ehlers might not be ready for game 1. That could be a problem. And if Hellebuck pulls his playoff performance from last year, it'll be a short series, not a long one. But don't take the Blues lightly.
No, don't at all.
This was a team that at the trade deadline they were talking about moving Shen and all this
yeah.
stuff, and I don't think they liked those comments.
I don't think so either.
That was interesting. So we're going with the Blues. The Blues, the Blues. Sing me the Blues.
There you go.
See, when the Blues used to play the Leafs a lot back in the old Norris Division days, another history lesson for you, we always called the Blues St. Louis.
Yeah, the St. Louis. Yeah.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. This is an interesting one, and this is going to be very divisive, I think. The Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars.
Yeah. FanDuel says Colorado.
So do I.
Big Mark says Colorado.
So do I.
So not divisive.
No, I mean like in general in the hockey world, because
I'm telling you.
I feel like this is a big this is a definite 7 gamer, and I think this
Colorado is one of those teams.
down the middle.
Don't go by their excuse me. Don't go by their regular season performance. 'Cause
I'm just saying like this.
they're
is,
the type of team that they just want to get into the playoffs and let the playoffs begin. That team is stacked.
They are.
Their goaltending is still a little bit questionable, but
Little
it's
bit,
better than it was last year. That team is stacked. They went out and got Coyle.
They did.
They also have what's
Brock
his name
Nelson.
back? What's his name back now? Their captain, Landeskog.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson. Oh, I forgot. There's another guy named McCarr. Another guy named McKinnon.
Yeah. McCarr, the best
yeah.
defenseman in the league.
This team is stacked. I don't see.
And the Chushkin.
I don't see anybody. And how do you say it? Neshkash?
No.
Nekar?
Natchez.
Natchez.
Martin
He turned out to be better than who they traded for.
Yeah. Carolina lost that one.
So I'm picking the Avalanche. That would be a massive upset if they don't win that one. Dallas is a good team,
They are a very good team.
but this is the Colorado Avalanche, man.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. So you say Colorado?
Yeah, I think it's no brainer.
I say Colorado. There's the ding that says we're right.
2 more series.
2 more series. Let me guess, you're going with the Edmonton.
The Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. This for me.
Anytime I hear Minnesota
me-
Wild, I think
This for me is a no-brainer Vegas. It's
Yeah.
100% Vegas.
big time.
Minnesota is just fake, man. They have
Nothing exciting about Minnesota except
They're-
maybe Fleury.
and Kaprizov, but I also don't like Minnesota. Not just that I'm not a fan of Minnesota. Their GM apparently is a very bad human being, so I don't like him either.
That's not even a series that if it was the only one on, I would even look at.
Yeah,
I have no interest in the Minnesota Wild or the Vegas Golden Knights for that matter.
poor
but-
Fleury having to end his career in Minnesota. God,
Well, he's okay with it.
yeah.
So no, I don't. That's not exciting at all. I don't
Vegas,
think
Vegas for me.
Vegas should steamroll the Wild. If they don't, something wrong there. So you say Vegas, I say Vegas, and look at that, we're right again.
One final series, and we know it's just this one is
Let me guess, it's the Highlanders.
for about the 16th year in a row. The Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings.
Interestingly enough, FanDuel
Yeah.
has picked the Kings.
Who you picking?
I'm picking the Kings.
I'm picking the Oilers.
I'm picking the Kings.
I know you're probably picking the Kings because of Skinner, and you don't,
100%.
But
Edmonton, no defense, no goalie. They got all kinds of firepower, but they're also going against one of the best home defensive teams in the league, in the LA Kings. And I think the Kings are probably sick of losing to Edmonton.
And you're probably going to counter this with some argument.
Well, it's my job, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just have to say, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
My counter is, yes, they will score, but will they score enough?
Yes, because Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Because, but they also have, LA also has
and Zach Hyman.
LA also has that, I can't remember his name, came from the Habs. Centerman that...
Oh, Deneau.
Yeah. He seems to be very good at keying in on their best guy and making life miserable for him.
Well.
So, you didn't address your goaltending. You didn't address your defense. You don't deserve to move on. No soup for you.
I say Edmonton. You say LA.
You say Edmonton. I say LA. And I'm right again.
I don't know about that.
So, in my predictions...
Yeah.
There's one Canadian team getting through. And I don't even think that's happening. Your predictions,
You're such a buzzkill.
You got Edmonton and Toronto going through. And is that it?
Yeah.
So if we look at it, the chance of us ending the Canada Cup drought isn't very good. Because we only got 2 moving on in your book to the second round. What do you want to do now? Your Cup prediction?
Yeah, Cup winner prediction. You go first.
Okay, we'll do this, but then in the next round, we might be able to change it.
Yeah.
Because our team might go.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I'm going with Colorado Avalanche. How can you not?
You're going Colorado Avalanche?
Big time.
100%, yeah.
Yep. I know who you're going with.
Well...
Wait, now. Let me do a drum roll for this. Actually, I got a better one for that. You ready? Go! Tell the world who you think.
The 2025 Stanley Cup champions will be the Toronto Maple Leafs. Get the laughs out, everybody. I'm serious.
I am laughing.
I'm serious.
Listen, my son. I hope to jeepers you are the most accurate, correct person in the world right now. There's nothing I want more than to see the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup. But the realist in me says it's another pipe dream. But you like what you see, do you?
I do.
That's good.
I like what I see.
I like what I see, too. 52 wins in the season they had, even though they had some really weird parts of the season.
And we've talked about for a long time now with, they're playing the same way and all this. I get it. But I see this is a different version. And the reason I say that is last year we didn't have this kind of, first of all, defensive game with Tanev and Ekman Larson and all these guys who can Tanev just block shots. Like they
were doing it last night, and I was screaming, "Stop blocking shots tonight! We don't need to do
Larson's
that."
The same way. Simone Benoit was amazing. I love the defensive core, and Matthews and Marner, I'm not going to lie, is probably the biggest issue we have, which is definitely a huge issue.
Well, they seem to be buying into Berube's system the last few weeks,
and Berube's been great.
And defensively, they are a real juggernaut.
And Matthew Nyes he's built for the playoffs.
We hope.
The goaltending has just been great this season. So
just for me now.
Call me crazy. You can laugh at it all you want because it is funny. But I am genuinely, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Leaf fan, picking the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup. You can listen.
I told you. I hope you're right. I'm cheering for this team, but I'm also not letting myself get too high because I know how this goes sometimes.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. If they can't get past the Ottawa Senators in the first round, we may have a jersey burning in the backyard.
Now in my bracket that I picked for the challenge, I did pick it to be the final to be Colorado and Toronto, and I picked Toronto. So.
Oh, that would be wild. I don't know how the Leafs would hold up against the Avalanche, but if you're going to win the Cup, you got to beat the team on the other side, don't you?
You do.
It's that simple. Anyway, that was pretty cool.
Was.
So we don't think Canada's going to fare too well in the playoffs.
Well, I do.
Well, you really do, yeah. But in the second round, we think there's going to be a few Canadian teams disappearing.
Yeah, we do.
You have one more going there than I do.
We do. Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, that's pretty cool.
All right.
You want to shut her down?
Start Sunday night.
All right.
Sunday night,
Leafs, Ottawa, in Toronto. Hope they don't get caught. I like opening on the road. because you're home. You kind of take a while to get into the game.
Well, they have
and
home
before
ice.
you know it, you're down a couple of goals.
They have home ice advantage for almost the whole.
I know.
Playoffs.
I don't buy home. The only thing where home ice advantage comes in is Game 7.
Yeah.
I don't like opening at home. But anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, Berube has them ready. So that's it. So I'm off Sunday.
Off Sunday.
I got a day off.
Yeah.
Woohoo! All right, shut her down, my son.
Happy Easter, by the way.
Happy Easter. Good Friday to you. Enjoy your fish and chips.
You gotta enjoy your steak.
I'm having a holiday strip loin on the barbecue. See you in hell. Shut her down.
So thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes Later. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. We're back next Sunday with the next episode.
All right, we'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.